for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway. And on the return, here comes Adam Jones. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Detroit! Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Now the former Utah man, this is Devontae Booker. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
All right, here we go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
All right, here we go. Green 39, green 39. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Hot, hot.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And they didn't wait long to take a shot there, that's for sure, but it falls incomplete, and it's 2nd down. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Good to see this man running again. Here's Chris Carson. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. And here's Marshall. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Now Wilson on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. The number 2 pick back in 2011, Von Miller's still doing his thing.
Boy, is he ever. If I were an offensive tackle, I don't know what I would do. I would tell the tight end he's got to stay in on all passing situations and help me out because he's got every move imaginable. One of the quickest guys off the ball in the league, and he's going to get to the quarterback.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adam Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. These Broncos coming off 2 years of not making the playoffs after winning Super Bowl 50. And last year in Vance Joseph's first season, they went 5-11, had an 8-game losing streak. Now, look, the defense remained elite. But the quarterback carousel, the general lack of offensive production really led to a disappointing 2017.
And in order for them to reverse that, they've got to continue to play to their strength, which is their defense. And they did that by drafting Bradley Chubb at number 5 overall, the defensive end out of North Carolina State. Gives them extra pass rushers. But on offense, they made a peace offering to their defense by signing Case Keenum at quarterback. That should calm down that position and open up possibilities on the offensive side of the ball.
That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old, reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
He lost 6 there on the 1st down play. And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call. That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Allen. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Sanders. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. That one good for 12 yards. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
56. Lucky 56.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They convert on third with a gain of 22. Allen off the play fake. Sanders has it over the middle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. He got 29 yards that time. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Allen looks to throw on second down. And that is incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, it's Allen. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The former first-rounder, Barkevious Mingo. And that's going to make it 4th down. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Well, these Seahawks heading out here on offense. Let's talk about last year. One to forget, Charles, in the Pacific Northwest. 7-9, a seat on the couch in January for these players, and that broke a streak of 5 straight seasons of double-digit victories and a playoff berth.
And I think they lost their identity a little bit along the way. On offense, they've always been a run-first team, established a line of scrimmage, and bludgeon people. They didn't have that at all. Their offense ran through Russell Wilson, and he was magical, led the league in touchdown passes, but they are at their best when they're able to run the ball first and take control. On defense, age caught up with them. The Legion of Boom, no longer the same, and many of those guys will not be with the team in 2018. They will be starting over, but they have a smile on their face. I think this is a challenge that their head coach Pete Carroll relishes, and they look forward to being the underdog in the NFC West.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, it's Wilson. Got a man, it's the former Bronco, Julius Thomas. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Wilson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Now Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Von Miller in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Derek Wolfe continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll toss it out to Carson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Here's Wilson to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Sebastian Janikowski to try the Seahawks field goal. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you got to circle a guy around, and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 44. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Now Wilson. He'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On second down, here's Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Lucky 56.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Left side here to Sanders. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards, first down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10.
Gone!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. On play action, Allen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The best name in the NFL, Barkevious Mingo. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Over the middle, complete. That's Sanders. And they'll get him down here at the 23. So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. It's taken to the 26. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, the second quarter score from Carolina. And it's the Cowboys that have moved down to an early advantage. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Marshall. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
They go play action here on 1st down. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Two minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to Denver right after this. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A 1st down carry for Davis. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Underneath to Davis. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, Davis. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Wilson, a dump off for Davis. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. The Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. Wilson operating from the gun. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Julius Thomas in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they'll run it here. They find some open field here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Back 99, Philly, here we go. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
A final shot before half for Allen. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Marshall now, the return. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys,
and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing is Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Von Miller getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. They go play action now. Wilson. Got a man. It's Brown. And out across midfield down to the 4.
Arching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 45 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Janikowski good with the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Gone!
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Darian Stewart there to bring him down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. On 3rd down, Wilson escapes the sack, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Adam Gotsis in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. The former first-round pick Shane Ray in on the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. Wilson. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a first down.
And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. And Janikowski bangs it through. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And Denver getting set to take the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. To throw on 3rd down. Allen. And now another one thrown incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Going for it on 4th down. Allen. Got a man. He finds Sanders. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And here's Allen throwing again. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Frank Clark able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Allen. Looking for Sanders here on the deep. And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys will. Take over at the 30-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll run with Marshall. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And 3 yards there takes them to the 45.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Let's go get it right here. Come on.
This is Marshall. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Here's Wilson to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So the Broncos coming out now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get it.
Kelly stripped. The ball is free, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line of the red zone. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Keith Marshall taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Janikowski adds the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now Jones. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there at 22.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Detroit! Detroit!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is taken in at the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out in the pistol. Kelly, and he whips that one incomplete there. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now Kelly for Cortland Sutton, a special moment. Touchdown number 1 in his NFL career.
Although it's more commonplace now than at any other time in the NFL, it's still tough to think about throwing a rookie quarterback right into the fire week 1. But guess what? He handled the fire awfully well and threw his first touchdown pass.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead now down to 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Marshall now, the return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And checking that NFL scoreboard there in the 4th quarter down in Arizona. And the Cardinals scoring again. They've got that one in cruise control. A win would be their 2nd on the young season. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. This is Carson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go, let's go. Big jumbo, big jumbo, big jumbo. 19.
Now Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say we'll get better as we go forward.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Here's Kelly. Going to throw again. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here's Kelly to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Thomas the intended target. And it's 3rd and 5.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's Kelly. Steps away. He's going to let it fly. And the defense loses him. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Kelly. And that'll be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Kelly. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away. And they don't get the reception. Incomplete. So now they're down to 17 seconds remaining. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And they'll try and burn some clock with a sneak. Only a yard on the sneak, not what he was hoping for, and it's third down.